Revenge films.
My name is Sarah, and I live with my husband. We don't have any children. I met my husband in high school, and I'm grateful because his family is very kind to me, too. I was happy with my life. But ever since we met up with some of our friends in the winter at our high school reunion, my husband has been acting funny. He would keep his phone with him at all times, and even when I spoke to him, it seemed like he wasn't interested in what I was saying to him. I had the feeling that he was cheating on me, but I had no evidence of it. One day, one of my husband's high school friends, Brad, told me why my husband was acting weird. It seemed that my husband was back in touch with Melinda, someone he had a crush on in high school. They never dated, but from what I've heard, it seemed that Melinda was someone that would only date rich guys and would lead other guys on for fun. I didn't know Melinda well, but she was notorious for her bad behavior. When we had our reunion in the winter, Melinda went up to my husband and told him that she had a crush on him all these years. Melinda had already been divorced twice, but my husband was stupid enough to be fooled by her appearance and sweet words. He now felt that he was the only one that could make her happy. And the reason why Brad told me all this was because Melinda had done the same thing to two other guys at the reunion. And they both came to Brad for advice. The other two guys realized that Melinda had given the same speech to the other guys as well. And they were not fooled. But my husband didn't believe any of it, and thought that Melinda's feelings for him were real. After learning about this from Brad, I decided to check my husband's phone, and as I predicted, he had been in touch with Melinda all this time. My husband had messaged her several times, telling Melinda how much he missed her. Melinda would then respond and say, "I love you too. I can't wait to see you again." When I saw these messages, I was furious. I was more upset when I saw that my husband had given some money to Melinda. I didn't think that my husband was the type of man to cheat on his wife. But when I saw that he was using our money to have an affair with Melinda, I couldn't forgive him. I confronted my husband about this, and he didn't deny any of it. He even had the audacity to say to me,
"I finally found true love. I'm so happy to be reunited with Melinda."
I got in touch with my in-laws and told them about what had happened. I also told them that I was considering divorcing my husband. My parents-in-law sided with me, especially because they knew of Melinda's bad reputation.
"Are you crazy? Melinda is evil! Everyone knows that she's only after your money. Wake up!"
Melinda chose me from all the men that wanted to be with her.
I was speechless. My husband was under Melinda's evil spell. "I've decided to divorce your son, and I intend on asking for alimony."
"Sarah, please give me a little more time to talk sense into my son."
I didn't want to let down my father-in-law, but I didn't think that my husband would wake up from his love spell. Besides, I didn't feel any love towards my husband anymore, and so I decided to go ahead with the divorce. My husband, too, was desperate to start his new life with Melinda, so he happily signed the divorce papers and agreed to the alimony payments. After our divorce was finalized, my ex-husband went to see Melinda right away, but Melinda was no longer interested. She had her money, and she had no intention of starting a serious relationship with my ex-husband. "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to lead you on." After that, Melinda disappeared, and my ex-husband was all alone. Everyone but my ex-husband saw this coming. We all had told him to wake up. His parents were very upset with him.
We told you that Melinda was evil. Why didn't you listen to us? You're an idiot!
I agreed with them, and I was still angry with Melinda for breaking up my happy marriage. I knew that things wouldn't work out between Melinda and my ex-husband, but I didn't expect Melinda to disappear before I started to receive my alimony payments. I got in touch with Brad, and he helped me by reaching out to all his friends. Because I had gone to the same high school as him, his friends cooperated in locating Melinda, and we finally tracked her down. It seemed that Melinda has only been in touch with my ex-husband for his money, and she was dating someone else. Her boyfriend was rich, and they were engaged to be married. I know that it was my ex-husband's fault for being deceived, but I was angry at Melinda for finding happiness when she was causing so many around her to be unhappy. I found out later that Melinda's fiancé was Brad's acquaintance. As it turns out, Brad happened to bump into Melinda and her fiancé one day.
Hi, long time no see. How are you?
Oh, hi, Brad!
Melinda became pale in shock when she saw Brad. She gestured to Brad that she didn't want him to say anything that could make things complicated for her.
Are you Melinda's fiancé? Did you know that Melinda and I were classmates in high school? She recently broke up my friend's marriage and took his money. Are you sure that you want to get married to her?
Is this true? If it is, that's unforgivable!
It's a misunderstanding.
No. Every word that I said is true. At our high school reunion this winter, she hit on 3 guys at the same time and tried to deceive them all.
After hearing this, Melinda's fiancé no longer saw Melinda as his sweet fiancé. Melinda then broke down in front of her fiancé, and their engagement was broken off. Melinda's fiancé sued her for deceiving him, and she had no choice but to pay him thousands of dollars for the damages. I too sued Melinda by breaking up my marriage, but Melinda had already spent the money that she had taken from my ex-husband. I can't make the payments because I don't have any money. But eventually, the court ordered her to make the payments. All her assets were sold in order to pay me. I lost everything because of you. You're Satan! I want you to give me my money back. For some reason, Melinda blamed me for everything that had happened to her. As for my ex-husband, after being dumped by Melinda,
I finally see what kind of woman Melinda is. I promise that I won't be unfaithful to you ever again. Would you please forgive me and take me back?
but I ignored him completely. I didn't want to have anything to do with him anymore. He reached out to his other classmates from high school and asked them for advice on how to win me back, but everyone was fed up with him. When I first got married, I was so in love, and I even wanted children. But now, I'm glad that I didn't have any children with my ex-husband. If we had had children together, getting a divorce wouldn't have been this easy, and I would have worried about our children's future. So it was a blessing in disguise that I did not have any children. After some time, I started dating Brad, who has been so supportive and helpful throughout the ordeal with my ex-husband. 2 years later, we got married. When my ex-husband found out that I had gotten married to Brad, he was furious. I suppose it made it difficult for him, knowing that I remarried someone that he used to be friends with.
I can't believe that Sarah chose Brad over me in the end!
Nobody asked for his opinion on the matter, and were annoyed at him for being angry about the situation that he brought onto himself. Brad and I were very happy together, and soon after, we were blessed with twins. Both of our parents were elated. When I first found out about my ex-husband's affair, I was in despair, and I didn't know why he was attracted to Melinda. But now, with twins on the way, I see a bright future ahead of me.
How was today's video? If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Stay tuned for more.